Hey everyone, Jack here from the Mindful Homestead reporting live from the toilet paper section here at Shaw's in Peterborough, New Hampshire. As you can see, people have been totally wiping out the supplies, probably due to the fact that there are no leaves on the trees yet and pine cones are sparse. There are still plenty of paper towels, so if you choose to go that way, you do run the risk of a little bit of diaper rash. I pick up some Desitin as well. However, you really need to wipe. You can still wipe. I found it, guys. We have toilet paper at Rite Aid. So if you need it, you've got a choice. You got Charmin, you've got Ultra Strong, Quilted Northern, all of the goods. It's all right here. So seriously though, let's have a real talk about this whole coronavirus thing and how it's going to affect the homestead community. I saw an interesting post on Facebook the other day, and it basically said, hey, well, at least a lot of people will be home watching YouTube videos. That made me think about the implications of this on homesteaders. A lot of us, we try not to go out and buy our food from grocery stores and rely on the outside world for our sustenance, food, water, things like that. We try to be more self-reliant than other people out there. And this is one of those times where you just saw me at the grocery store. And honestly, I was buying some canned goods. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We didn't do any canning last fall from the garden. And with that, it's left us relatively unprepared for something like this. We do have an on-site well. We have a generator. If we need water, we can power our well pump with the generator. We have freezers full of meat that the generator can power very easily as well. We've done it during periods of extended power loss here. We lost power for up to 3 days, and we've been just fine doing that. But we have no vegetables in stock right now. You go down to the basement and there's a flat of canned beans and a flat of canned corn, and that was it. We haven't gotten to a point yet in the States where people are being quarantined. Take a step back and let me change that. They're isolated quarantine events. I know in New Rochelle, New York, there is a quarantine area or a containment area where people live, and there have been some people with it, and people are not allowed to leave that containment area, which is pretty scary to think about. I mean, if you really sit back and think about the government or the National Guard, and whatever your views are on politics, I'm not getting into that. But if you really get into the whole nitty-gritty of that and think, hey, there's somebody telling me that I can't leave a given area, and within that given area, I don't have a grocery store with food, or I don't have a grocery store that, has vegetables, or you just don't have a way to keep yourself fed healthily. However, in a scenario that we could be facing in the near future, we honestly let ourselves down. We didn't prepare. We didn't have a stable source of healthy food raised by us in the wings waiting. And in all honesty, even if we did do a bunch of canning last fall, it's springtime. We might be out. I mean, the amount of food that we raise is not necessarily one that provides a long surplus for us. If we had canned, we probably wouldn't have had much to last us through this sort of event. We'd be looking to, in the next couple months, be harvesting our own vegetables from the garden. So my thoughts on the whole coronavirus as a homesteader are mostly that it's providing a warning for people out there who don't include a little bit of prepping into their homestead lifestyle. I don't think Corona is going to be as big as everyone is making it out to be. I think there's definitely a lot of media sensation out there. The runs on toilet paper that I just showed you and things like that are definitely hyped up and definitely irrational behavior by people. But in the very same token, this sort of fear is what cripples people. Odds are that even if everyone in the nation gets coronavirus, your odds are still 99-1 that you're going to live. Some people say as high as 3%, some people say as low as 1%. Whatever. The odds that you will die from coronavirus are extremely low. But there's a whole host of other contingent issues out there. Businesses that have to close down may go bankrupt. Restaurants are facing huge challenges ahead of them right now as people don't go out. Places where people gather, concert halls, theaters, wedding venues, things like that, those sorts of things are all going to be losing money because of this. And that's not even getting into the whole stock market issue. Again, whatever your views are on saving money in the stock market, investing, things like that, we won't go there. But there are plenty of people out there that did lose money or will be losing money because of an economic crisis from this. This whole YouTube channel started as a way for Jackie and I to keep our friends and family who live far away from us in sort of our homesteading loop and show them, hey, this is what we're doing, and give a little bit of insight as to why we're doing the things that we're doing. You know, we're not doing this to change the world. We're not doing this to make a buck. The YouTube channel itself, if it brings in any money, that's greatly appreciated, but it's not going to be a main source of income for us anytime soon. So we're not planning on that. If this channel can provide awareness for somebody out there that they can do this themselves. We caught a lot of flack on the pig profit video because I didn't include my time as a profitability scale, or I didn't include the electricity from the well pump or the electricity used by the electric fence or something like that. And that's fine. If people want to argue over minutia of that, that's totally their prerogative. Again, I didn't include it because in that video, I was looking big picture and trying to get people to realize, hey, you can do this too for little to no money in the long run. But I think an event like the coronavirus can also be used to bring awareness that we shouldn't always be relying on the outside world for everything we need. If you can grow vegetables throughout the summer, there's no problem. You know, this wouldn't, if you're growing your own vegetables and raising your own meat, a quarantine on an area that you live in would be almost a non-issue, provided you had a source of water and you had shelter over your head. There's really not much that would impact you in that regards. Rather than drawing hype out there and, you know, clickbaiting a little bit, like I may have done with this video, but definitely use this as an event to talk to friends and family and show them that this lifestyle that we can essentially all do, everyone can have a container garden. You could live in an apartment in New York City, and if you've got a couple big windows, you can grow tomato plants and you can grow some vegetables and grow some herbs and things like that. You can throw a couple of gallons of water in a closet and rotate them out, you know, buy 4 or 5 gallons of water every couple weeks and just rotate through them. I'm not trying to talk long-term doomsday prepping here where, you know, an SHTF situation, if that occurs, you're going to be surviving for months without any outside support. But in a situation where the government comes to you and says, hey, you need to stay in your home for 2 weeks, everyone should be prepared for that sort of situation. And homesteading in the summertime, if this had occurred in June or July, I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, oh, great, I get to stay home for, 2 weeks and hang out with the garden and hang out with the pigs and do whatever. We'd be very minimally impacted in the summertime if it had occurred then. But this sort of thing, it is going to happen. And, we're going to have super bugs and we're going to have other events that lead to people freaking out over stuff. People will always be illogical, and there will always be a group of people that are not prepared for whatever is directed their way. And really, I think the silver lining with this whole coronavirus thing is not everybody, but a lot of people are starting to see that if something were to happen, they'd be woefully unprepared. And hopefully, this video that I'm putting out or any other videos that are put out can speak to people and encourage them to get into it, grow some vegetables, get some chickens if you live in a suburban area and you have the space for them. Again, all things considered, we have protein from eggs. We have vegetables if it was summertime. We have other livestock, pigs and things like that. We really, if this had occurred in the summer, water and shelter are the only things that we would be worried about. And water, as long as we have power, we have a generator, we can get water too. So at the end of the day, your food, your water, and your shelter, those are the 3 biggies. Those 3 are covered by even a light duty homesteading like what we're doing. So other than that, I'm not going to draw this video out too much longer. I appreciate anybody's time who took the time to watch this. I debated going live on this, but really I'm just going to upload this as a bonus video to the channel. If you think I'm right, or you think this is useful to somebody else out there, share the video. But other than that, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.